is truly one of my favorite responsibilities. My first time to actually get to present this award, first time to be the chair of the committee. So I'm really especially pleased to be able to invite Dr. Beth Whitworth to the podium to present her with and highlight some of the accomplishments she's had. So let's invite her up to the chair, and then we're going to embarrass her. I will say again, as Commissioner of Education, it's really a privilege to be able to present this to you. So, President Ryan had shared with the committee Dr. Wentworth's well-deserved nomination for the award. He said she is an excellent educator, mentor, advisor, and advocate for her students and their success. She is dedicated to her students and reflects the core values, mission, and vision of Chadron State College and the Nebraska State College System. She is a fantastic role model for future educators. She holds her students to the highest standard and provides the tools and support to help them succeed. In his nomination letter, Dr. Robert Stack, chair of the Mathematical and Natural Sciences Department, states that Dr. Wentworth is an outstanding educator and focuses on providing the highest quality student-centered instruction, motivating students to perform to their potential. Throughout her career, Dr. Wentworth continued to enhance skills by actively participating in service to the mathematics and education programs on campus. She is the ultimate team player on campus, consistently collaborating with staff from other departments across the campus and community. I also hear that in your retirement, you've continued your educational gift in helping, I believe, these two young ones right here to continue their remote learning as well in this unique environment. I have to think about how we're recruiting you back now that we're building this math science building, but anyway, there's a whole bunch of things that are in the works. Dr. Wentworth, you've had an incredible impact on not only the students in the program, but your colleagues, the entire Chadron State community as well. I would say the whole state of Nebraska and what you've provided. Each nomination letter I talked about the passion that you have and the dedication for the students that you have. I enjoyed reading all these different stories. We were really grateful for your service and your dedication to students to help them be the best they can be, and even when they don't see it in themselves. And that's what education is all about. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System, it is truly my honor to present you the Nebraska State College System 2020 Teaching Excellence Award. Congratulations.
Sitting here, thank you so much, Dr. Turman and the Nebraska State College System. It's a great honor to receive this award. Sitting here and listening to everything, it's like, no, I did not fulfill all these requirements. You must be talking about somebody else. So my first thank you, and I'm going to give several thank yous this evening, goes to Dr. Rob Stack for nominating me for this award, which, by the way, this was the second time he nominated me for this award. The first time he did this, I received a copy of his letter of nomination. I printed the letter off. I went downstairs to the main office. I handed the letter to Stacy and said, "Would you please read this?" And as she's reading it, she's going along. I says, "Who is Rob talking about?" And she says, "You." And I says, "No." I says, I don't think so. But thank you so much for the kind words. The ones who nominated in the awards this year, I asked my student. And as I told Dr. Joyce Harvey, who was on the committee, that I says, you know, when you read this one, I says, maybe you should have some tissues around. Because I made it halfway through reading the letter and then was doing this from reading what my student had said. I took it home, I was going to read it to my husband, and I didn't even make it halfway through. I says, I gotta quit, I can't read And so I was very pleased about that. Dr. Stackett has been great working with and for you these last 16 years. Whenever I wanted to start something new with my classes, I started it first, and then told you about the changes I made and begged forgiveness. You are the living embodiment of the statement, it is better to beg for forgiveness than to ask for permission. So thank you so much for doing that and listening to what I had. Over the years, I have said about the mathematics and what I do, that my students do all the work and I get all the credit. I started 2 additional requirements for my elementary teacher classes within the last 10 years that address this statement. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Margaret Krause for encouraging me in a teacher education meeting to find ways of forming partnerships with the public school system. If you had not encouraged me to do this, my classes would not have had the opportunity to tutor students in 1st through 8th grades in mathematics for the past 10 years. Thank you so much. This partnership has benefited both the elementary students and my pre-service mathematics students. The elementary students were the ones who did this. These pre-service elementary teachers now are equipped with the strategies on how to start an after-school program in whatever school system they find themselves teaching. Second, I want to thank Jessie Anderson, an elementary teacher at Hay Springs, who asked if my students would be willing to run a family math night. I was at a conference with a couple other teachers, and during the break, she comes up and brings her principal with her and addresses me to start as, "You're the lady we want to talk to." And I'm thinking, oh no, what have I done wrong now? And this is when she proposed that we start the family math night. I said yes, and then went back to Dr. Stack and says, "Could we do this?" And notice I committed first, so that's how it was. This was started, Family Math Night was started in 2013 and has continued for the past 7 years. We added 2 other schools during this 7-year period, Crawford School and both the middle and intermediate school here in Shadron. My job during these activities was to help the elementary school student get the correct answer, so if they didn't know the answer to the math problem, I whispered it to them. Or if they had to go and make a race to find it, I'd stand there and hold my students off and I'd point to the answer so that they knew what it was. And the other thing I got to do was hand out plenty of candy. I had my pockets full, and if a student came up and they didn't have any candy, well, here, have some. And so that would take care of it, which was kind of rough this past year. Due to the virus, we were not able to do our dates at Hay Springs, Crawford, and the Shadron Intermediate and Middle School, so I had plenty of candy left over. So if anybody is interested in candy, I'm sure the girls who are living in my house would gladly hand it out to you if you come to the door. I have also said that I would continue working as long as I was having fun. I always had fun in the classroom teaching and playing with the manipulatives. And no matter how young you are or how old you are, you're still young at heart because the manipulatives for math are what you want to use and play with. I took on the activities of an extra methods class this past year, the elementary, middle school, and math methods class. The most fun I had was before the class started, looking for all the different kinds of manipulatives to give to them and say, go make copies of these and bring them to class. And if you get in a school system where you cannot afford to buy them, you can have them made and then still have fun working with them. As has been mentioned, I believe this year this present school year is my hardest. Even though I have retired, as I am in El Paso, Texas, co-teaching a dual language second grade student, my grandson, 7 years old. I am learning a new platform, Schoology, which has me frantically searching for links. How do I find Dojo? How do I find class links? And you want me to go to Epic? What's Epic? Oh, but Storyline Online is really good. They get to read the stories and I don't have to. And so that makes it nice. And something else that is happening, my grandson Kenny is teaching me Spanish, and I'm learning Chinese right along with him. He's better at it than I am, so please don't ask me any questions because I probably couldn't answer them. Some people might think of going from teaching college classes to teaching second grade is a demotion. I agree with you. However, I think of it as, and I'm going to say this incorrectly because I told you I don't know much Spanish, muy bueno. Muy bueno.
Bueno.
Muy bueno. See, I told you I'd say it wrong. I want to thank Nebraska State College for the opportunity to represent the college in the State System College Teaching Excellence Award. I would like to thank Chancellor Turman and the Board of Trustees for this great honor of receiving the Teacher Excellence Award for the year of 2020. Thank you very much. He's my helper.